Hello, I'm Dan Norenberg, advisor, coach, and consultant to executive and strategic leadership teams. Welcome to Norenberg's 90 Seconds. In these short clips, I'm going to share a leadership situation, a challenge, and the struggle or blind spot this created for a leader. And then in about 90 seconds, I'll share with you the idea, the concept, or tool that this leader and I discussed to help them be more successful. And in doing so, should you encounter a situation like this on your own, you'll have an additional resource to help you be more effective. Let me say a couple words about today's situation. An executive board member approached me, and he suggested I speak to a senior leader in one of his company's business divisions. This leader's business was struggling, and this leader and his team were struggling. And this executive board member, who I'd worked with before, thought this leader and his team could profit or benefit from some outside coaching and consulting. He also warned me that this leader might not be open to accepting help from the outside. I nevertheless agreed to speak with this leader. And I met with this leader, and we'd barely moved beyond the names and niceties when he turned to me and he said, "Dan, I know you think you're going to coach me, but that simply isn't going to happen. I don't have time for coaching." We did continue the conversation, and I shared some things with this leader, which I'll share with you now, anonymously, of course. So here's Norenberg's 90 seconds. You can start the clock. I said, first of all, to this leader, since we're sitting together, could I share with you the 3 circles of opportunity? It's a tool or a framework that you could go back and use this with your team to drive continuous improvement. He thought that was a good idea. On a piece of paper, I drew 3 circles. The first one I called our team, the second one our organization, the third one our strategy and our markets. And I said to this leader, what opportunities would you like to be pursuing in any of these 3 circles that you're not really capitalizing on now? And he had several ideas. And then I said, when you look at these 3 circles and the opportunities that you identified, what improvements or changes would you need to make to make that a reality? Again, he had some additional ideas. And then I said, as you step back now from the 3 circles of opportunity, what are your observations? And he said, Dan, it's quite surprising. I had a lot of ideas about what we could do in our organization for improvement. I had several ideas about our strategy and even things we could be doing in the market. But I realize now I didn't have anything identified what we could do in our leadership team to improve or change. And I said, is that true? Are you leading a perfect leadership team? And he said, Dan, of course not. I reminded this leader that our conversation wasn't really about coaching. It's about continuous improvement. And continuous improvement starts at the very top of the organization, not the bottom or the middle. The next time you or leaders around you say they don't have time for coaching or for development, remind them it isn't about coaching, it's about continuous improvement. And that starts with each of us and the leadership teams that we're a part of. I'm Dan Norenberg, and that's Norenberg's 90 Seconds. Have a great day.